What is happening, Tug Peeps? OldManTup coming at you today with our week. I think this was week 8 versus Lars. I apologize getting up super late. I was death sick the week this match actually happened. I completely lost my voice and couldn't talk. And by the time it recovered, I've just been so super busy with work. My wife and I own our own business, and it's spring cleaning season. We own a cleaning business, and it's just been super ultra mega busy. So I apologize, not even sure when this will get uploaded, but yeah. Didn't get a team builder out this week, so again, my apologies, was just could not talk, sick. But team we brought, Diggersby, Miltank, Megascizor, Zeraora, and there's Uzi liking my cat, Entei, and Greninja. He's got Mandibuzz, Tangrowth. Lars, with Tangrowth in his hands, is a man not to be underestimated. Ever. Ever. He does magical things with that Tangrowth. Things we don't even speak about. German things. Azumarill, Mega Lucario, back-to-back weeks we have to play this stupid freaking Mega Lucario and prep for it. He's got Jirachi and Kyurem Black. So let's dive into this match, and we will see what's gonna happen. We're leading Diggersby. We are Scarf, and we can just U-turn out. So that's the plan, my man. Going in. If I'm not mistaken, both of us were 5-2 at this point. He's going to lead out with Rizzy Pow, which of course is going to be his Mandibuzz. Anyone who knows Rizzy knows that he loves him some Mandibuzz. We're just going to U-turn out. At this point, we don't want to try and get too cheeky, make any crazy plays. He's probably just going to foul play anyways. We do see that he's Rocky Helmet. Kind of figured as much when he led it that way. Running with Toshington, who, yep, going to see that foul play come out. Luckily for us, I believe we're a special variant this week. That still does a ton of damage. Look at that. Look at that. He's going to send out Spotzel. What's Spotzel? Yeah, Spotzel, which of course is his Tangrowth. Which you can just come in, take it, switch back out, regenerate all that health. But we're going to go out into the Firehound, which is Entei. And this is... I don't remember which Entei this was, because this was actually 2 matches ago. Because me and Lars played before me and Tom played, so this match was actually like 3 weeks old. At this point, maybe, I don't know. He's going to go into a Azumarill. We're going to go for a Flame Charge, just get the boost up here. Be able to outspeed anything that comes in. Really should have just went for a Sacred Fire there. 50% chance burn, we'd be getting residual damage on this thing. Yada yada. And all that stuff. We're just going to go for the Sacred Fire here. Again, trying to get that burn. Trying to put it in a range where if he wants to Belly Drum, he can't do that comfortably. We're going to see the Scald come out here, and we're like, is this a support Azumarill with Sap Sipper for Shaman Sky? Which we almost brought this week. We actually had it genned and ready on the team. But fun fact about Shaman Sky, if you don't give it the Gracidea flower at the exact right time of, like, within X amount of time to X amount of time, you can't make it. So that was a bummer. But we did bring Diggersby because it was a coin flip in team building for them. He is going to poison us here, and I was too busy paying attention to myself, looking at my handsome face as I'm recording this. I think we set up Rocks there, or we're going to do it here. He's going to bring out Rizzy Pow just to defog them away. Yep, here we go, setting up that Silph Rocks. He did Toxic us, which was unfort. Because that is going to make it so Miltank is on a timer. Of all the abilities Miltank had, I wish one of them was immunity. Is it immunity? The one that makes you immune to poison? I think it's immunity. I always think it does have it, but it doesn't. Snorlax does. We're going to go for the Toxic here, and we're going to miss. And that may not be huge for the outcome of the match, but for me, it mean I had to stay in and click Toxic another time. Which means I'm not going to get a Toxic here because this thing taunts us. Which makes me sad face. So that would have been 2 turns of Toxic racking up on this. Possibly, at this point, we wouldn't have gotten taunted there. We would hit it with something possibly like a Body Slam, which we have this week. We're just going to go back out into Chunk here, because Chunk does pressure his team. He's going to make a really good play, go for a foul play here, and that does so much damage to us. I hate things with foul play. We're going to go for the Ice Punch. That is going to do a huge chunk of damage because it's a critical hit. Rocky Helmet and stuff, Roost. He's just going to be able to roost us. I just wanted to gauge the damage, because for him to be faster than a Miltank, he did have to be evidence speed. He did have to have speed investment, so I was trying to check to see how much damage I could do with attacks like that. Gonna go for another Ice Punch, gonna do next to nothing. Now, I'm still not 100% certain that he's purely special at this point. I think all we've seen is the Toxic and the Scald. So, I don't want to stay in and possibly get Aqua Jet to the face, because even if he's burnt, he could still be huge power, or pure power, whichever one this gets, and it could still kill us. We're going to switch out here, going to bring our Miltank back out, and we are just going to be able to reset those rocks. Do we need to reset the rocks? Were they defogged at one point? I've already lost myself in this match. This was so long ago, I've just lost the feel of the match. Pretty sure we're just going to go ahead and set up our rocks on this turn because we need to make sure he's going to defog. We do set up those rocks. We need to make sure this thing is going to defog so we can hit it with Toxic. At this point, getting the defog up is going to be worth getting him poisoned to slowly start whittling him down. We should live another turn of... We aren't going to Toxic him this turn, okay. Probably thinking he was either going to just defog or taunt us to make sure we couldn't do anything very much to him. But we do just go into our Zeraora here. He's going to withdraw. If I'm not mistaken, we are Expert Belt. I think we go for the Hidden Power Ice here because we are rocking that this week. We do. We hit it with Hidden Power Ice, and it doesn't do enough. Rocks weren't up, so Rock's damage was kind of negated. We still wouldn't have been a 2-hit KO based off that damage. We are just going to Volt Switch out here in the event he wanted to get cheeky and just straight switch out. But, yep. Stuff things. We're going to go into Lars. I really don't think he's going to HP Fire on this turn. Might Earthquake. We should eat that up super well because we're HP and I believe Special Defense invested this week. Like I said, it was just so long since this match actually happened, I honestly forgot a lot about it. He's going to switch out here. He's going to go into Best Boy, which is his Lucario. And if I'm not mistaken, we are just going to U-turn out here. Okay. I was trying to remember if this was our Baton Pass set or if this was... not. This is not our Baton Pass set. Our Baton Pass set was against Tom, which is going to bring out Chunk here. Now, it is going to force him out. He could have had... Does he get Bullet Punch? Not Bullet Punch, the other one. Mach Punch and or Vacuum Wave. He does switch out, so we are just going to have to switch out ourselves. We're going to go out into Scizor. This will do a ton of damage, but weirder range, we can easily roost it off. He's going to taunt us, so, and I'm just like... Okay. So we can't roost here, which means he could get another free foul play off on us, which really makes me sad. So we're going to have to sack Chunk here. He is going to foul play, and the first one did so much to us. This one's just absurd. So Chunk goes down. Very, very sad. I'm going to bring Toshington back out here. Toshington is going to get him to switch. He is just going to go right out into his Tangrowth. We do go for Hidden Power again, because at the range, the Mandibuzz was well worth the risk. And we're slowly getting more out of this Tangrowth than it's getting back from the 33% regenerator. which is the goal. We need to whittle this thing down. We are going to bring Strawberry out here. He's going to go for the hidden power, which isn't going to do much to us because it's HP fire, and we are thick fat. So that's no big deal there. And we really need to drop a Toxic this turn. We really need to drop a Toxic. And that's what we should do here. We're probably going to be a jabroni and set up the rocks. He goes into his best boy here. We drop a Toxic, and he makes a good play here and switches into Lucario. I mean, it was very possible at that point that we could have just easily set up rocks. But we don't. He's going to Mega Evolve, and it gets a little bit scary here. Because I don't have an immediate response switch into this anymore. And he's going to set up an Agility. I'm like, that is very unfortunate. We're going for the Body Slam here. We have 33% chance to paralyze him. That doesn't happen this time. So I'm just like, oh, no bueno. That is no good whatsoever. So he's going to go for a Power-Up Punch. So he's now +2 speed, +1 attack. And I'm just like, oh. Oh. This was not what we wanted to let happen. We do go into our Firehound here. Because, if I'm not mistaken, this is the week we're rocking the Extreme Speed. And I'm trying to play the priority game on this thing to where I'm going to have the best possible team left in the end. Now, he does have to go for the close combat here to get damage on us, which is very good because that means he's now at -1 defense and special defense, which allows us to go into the Frog. And the Frog is going to get Water Shurikens off. We were specs this week, if I remember right. We are going to hit 3, which is going to be enough to take that Lucario down. So, thank you, Lord, we aren't getting 6-0'd again yet this season. That does activate Battle Bond on Greninja, which is awesome, which means our Water Shurikens do more damage, and we're guaranteed to hit 3. But we're also locked into that, and that's not good against Spotzel here. So it's 3-5. We really need to try and manage what we have left. He is just going to switch out to get that extra regenerator on Diggersby. And we have to try to do our best to win the game with what we have left. So we do have Lars here. He is just going to hard switch out here, which I thought was a little weird. But he does. We are going to get the Roost off this turn, which we desperately needed. We risked that Roost in the face of a possible Scald Burn. He is going to Roost off himself here. And we just U-turn out. Because even if he foul played us, I wanted to get damage. I kind of thought he would Roost this turn. We are going to U-turn, which is going to allow us to get unresisted super... Well, not resisted. Not super effective damage on it. Because he Roost, he loses his flying type, and becomes pure Dark. Which lets us take him down to about half. So we're going to get to bring Toshington back out here. He's going to switch out. And because he did that extra cheeky switch, his spots was back up to full health. So I'm just like, oh, good lord. I can't risk... Now that did a huge amount of damage that time. Huge amount. So we are putting him well within range of things happening. I don't want to switch out here. I really think the Hidden Power Fire is coming. And it does. He wanted to catch Scizor on the switch in there. So we did put ourselves at a really good option right here. Spotzel has to switch out here. He can't leave this in. He's going to go right back out into Diggersby. And I really thought something else was going to be coming out here. So I'm going to burn the Z Fighting. And this was just a bonehead play on my part. I burned the Z Fighting. I really should have just Volt switched out because I knew he had to switch. I knew it. I don't know why, but for some reason in my mind, the ideal play was he was bringing out his Kyurem Black to take a Volt switch to get extra health on his thing. But he makes a fantastic play here and just goes to sack Azumarill and in doing that, gets my Z crystal. And I'm just like, oh, good luck. And he switches it out here. And I'm just like, what? What the poop stick, dude? But I Volt Switch out here. It's the best play I have to do. We're going back to Tup, and we're going to bring the Frog back out here. The Frog Ice Beam does a lot of damage across what's left on his team. We also have that Dark Pulse that we can rock out right now. We might just U-turn back. I don't remember at this point. We do go for the Dark Pulse, and I mean, two of them I mean, we don't even need a second one. Okay. That just straight up kills. Now he's going to go into Jeff here, and I'm just like, oh, good lord. Now, a Specs Dark Pulse at that range is not going to kill. So we switch out Lars here. He's going to go for a Fusion Bolt. I know we can take one of these because we have the investment. We do take it. Now, I really thought he was going to switch out here. I don't know why, but I did. And I wasn't playing in-game very well. And I should have known all I needed was Bullet Punch damage on him and Toshington and my other guy clean up. Now here is where burning my Z Crystal really hurt me. Because did I have the all-out pummeling, that would have been a kill. He would not have set this up, and had I gone for the Bullet Punch with Scizor, he would not have been able to set this up. Now, possibly yes or no, he might have played a little bit differently. But him being able to set up the Z-Hail right now pressures me to play the end of this game the way I have to play it. Now, had he been Bullet Punched, he would have been well within KO range of Focus Punch. Or not Focus Punch, Focus Blast, and that would have killed had he stayed in. Now, he might have played differently, so we don't know for sure. But that would have put him well within range. Toshington would still be alive, which outspeeds everything remaining on his team. And between Hidden Power, Ice, and Thunderbolt, has super effective damage across his team. But because he's at +1 speed now, because of Z-Hail, I have to lock myself into the Water Shuriken to guarantee a kill. And that will allow Tangrowth to come in and take it. As to where if he wasn't at +1 speed, I could have locked myself into a Specs Ice Beam. And I'm trying to remember what else he had on his team. He had this. He had the... What else did he have on his team? We'll see at the end. He had this. He had Mandibuzz, which would have died to a Specs Super Greninja Ice Beam. And this, I think, would have died to an Ice Beam. What else did he have on his team? Oh, he had Jirachi in the back, so that wouldn't have been a clean... Jirachi never saw the field, goodness gracious. But it wouldn't have been super clean, but it would give me more options. At that point, I might have been able to lock myself into Dark Pulse, knowing that Jirachi was in the back. I doubt that would have been able to one-shot the Tangrowth at the range. But, again, flinch chances... would have, if nothing else, closed the differential at least slightly. Now, I don't know the exact set on the Jirachi. Based off everything on the team, I would think it was probably Scarfed. I'm sure Lars already covered this in his video. Go watch him. Lars is a fantastic guy who has been my friend for a very long time, and I count myself very lucky to have him as a friend. But, again, super sorry this went super late. This was not meant as a slight on Lars. This was... just very unfortunate circumstances from being sick and not being able to talk to just being so outrageously busy with college classes I'm trying to do and having a full-time workload running in our own business. But thank you everybody for being patient and understanding. I ran a Twitter poll about this and everyone's like, hey, just wait. So again, I apologize for being so late. I apologize for not being a team builder, but with time being pinched as much as it is right now as far as our business goes, I don't know I'm going to be able to put out very many team builders the last couple weeks of the season. But hey, we're 5-2 going into the last 2 matches of the season. If nothing else, we break even win-loss. Next week we go up against Deathly, who has had a very rough season but has a very scary team. So we're going to have to put on our big boy pants and get a win, because if I'm not mistaken, going into this week, if we win, we make playoffs. Me Too fan Nate has to win out, and we have to lose out in order for him to make playoffs. So that's the situation we're in. But thank you guys as always. Again, I apologize. There were press conference questions last week, but time got away from me with work and things. This coming week, my wife goes to teen camp, so I may have a little bit the workload was purposely lessened because there will be one less person with us this week. So very possible that I may have more time coming this week. So if you have any press conference questions, please leave them down below. Well, actually, no, don't do that because this is an old video. Whenever Deathly's match comes up, which will be this coming Sunday, make sure you leave your questions on that video. Anyways, guys, I've been OldManTup. Thank you again for your graciousness, your patience, and your fandom. I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.